Hey, do you ever feel like God is calling you to do something, to be a part of something? You'll be praying or just driving down the road, and this thought comes into your head like, hey, why don't you go feed the homeless at the shelter in your town? And you're like, there's a shelter in my town? Or, hey, why don't you tutor kids in math? You're really good at math, and you're thinking, I don't even know what that's about. How did that just come into my brain? And sometimes God is speaking to us and calling to us because we have these things to offer. And then we go like this, God, I really don't have anything to offer you. You know, uh, I'm not much of anything. I'm just a normal person, and I don't think I have that much to offer you. So, and then we go about our way, right? And we just kind of blow it off. We just leave it laying out there. And here's the thing: if everybody that God called in history just left God's call laying out there, where would we be, right? Jesus is teaching on this mountainside this one day, and it's getting late, and the disciples are like, hey, Jesus, get rid of these people, send them all home. And Jesus is like, there's like thousands of them, man. And they're like, yeah, exactly, it's dinner time, send them home, tell them to go down to the town and get something to eat. And he goes, you know what, how come we can't feed them? Why don't we feed them? And they're like, it would take like a year's wages to feed all these people. And Jesus says, what do we got? What do we got available? And Andrew raises his hand. He's like, well, Jesus, here's a little boy right here. He's got 5 little loaves of bread and 2 fish, but it's not that much. I mean, it's only going to feed a couple people. Heck, it might only feed Peter. He didn't say that, right? And Jesus is like, tell everybody to sit down. And so they all sit down, and Jesus blesses the food, and he breaks the bread, and he starts to distribute it. And 5,000 men, plus all the women and children that were there that day, were fed, and they ate as much as they want. And when Jesus told to the disciples, he said, hey, go pick up all the leftovers. 12 baskets of food were left over. So here's the thing. Yeah, maybe we think that we don't have much to offer God, but guess what? When we give God what we have to offer, God multiplies that and uses that to bless everybody around us. And that's not us, it's him, right? The gifts that we give back to him, he takes and he blesses and he multiplies. And it's an incredible situation that can occur if we just have the faith and say, okay, God, here I am. Take me and use me the way that you see fit. Maybe we can feed 5,000. May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.